I'm a
You know
hypocrite.
what
I am a hypocrite. Don't you hate when people just give it to you straight?
I'm just saying.
Can't even.
I can't say nothing to that.
What you gonna say?
I can't say nothing but laugh. All I can do is laugh.
So, hello, y'all. I know I'm not
What's
looking
up?
at y'all. I'm looking for a picture right now because I'm thinking about a book cover.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, what's up? So, that's Quest over there with I don't know if it says coal miners or what on his shirt, but
Oh, 49ers. You know what I'm saying? UNC.
gotcha.
Charlotte. Alma Mater.
I can't believe I got my undershirt on in this joint.
That's all good, kid.
Simone was
V-neck.
like, "You sure you want that size?" I was like, "It's under shirt.
Yo,
It's
you
supposed
know
to
that's
be
a summertime uniform for me,
under.
right?
It's not supposed to be like baggy like a normal. It's under, so it don't get bunched up when I'm putting my dress clothes on."
You know that's summertime uniform for the kid, right?
So I hear. So I hear. Yes. So in about a little while, it'll sound like we know what we're talking about, and that will mean we are live with the audio, or really
Mm-hmm.
recording the audio and getting
Mm-hmm.
ready to release it as soon as the video is done.
That's right.
And yeah,
That's
so
right.
we're going to talk about some things that are very important to all of us. And I'm not gonna hold you up too long, and I'm gonna stop reading emails and looking for pictures too, because I'm getting distracted.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. So Quest,
Yep. Quiet
whenever
on the set.
into it. Hey, yo, Quest, it's time to give the people something, man. What we talking about today?
What up? It's your boy Quest, man. Welcome to another edition of the Marriage Ain't for Suckers podcast. Yeah, big shots out to, I'm saying, the Grown and Married crew too, y'all. You feel me? Yeah. And now, my co-host, my man, L. David Harris.
Get on there, Mike.
NMC. I saw that stutter step.
What up? You like
What
that?
up?
You like that. Here we go. And
I still,
class is in session.
stutter, and I still
No,
come on. Yeah.
no, no, no. Mhm, mhm.
What up, y'all? Welcome to another edition of the Marriage Ain't for Suckers podcast. Shouts out to the grown and married crew as well. It is indeed a lovely. It has been a lovely week so far. You know what I'm saying? I
True
can't
indeed.
wait. The weather has been lovely. Got out on the bike a little bit this weekend.
Okay.
Yeah, man. Pastor Floyd. Shouts out to Pastor Floyd up at I think it's Mount Zion AME. We had a couple of bike dudes, you know what I'm saying? We got together. I think me and two dudes had the only street bikes out there and everybody else was a cruiser. But it was lovely, man, to see the brothers come together
You
for
too old for a street bike.
yeah. I don't care what nobody say. I'm not going to no cruiser. I got one more street bike left in me before I go to the cruiser.
Going.
Yep. Yep.
Harley.
Yeah. I'm more of a V ride man myself, but you know what I'm saying. But yeah, we went out there, man, chilling with the fellas, man. It was for domestic violence, so all the money that they raised went to a shelter for, you know,
Okay.
women
Sweet.
who were victims or children who were victims of domestic violence. So yeah, shouts out to Pastor Floyd, man, and the work that he's doing over there at the AME. You feel me?
Gotcha.
Yeah, man. Other than that, man, the kids are still getting big. They take you through seasons, though. Won't children take you through seasons?
Yes, sir.
I'm telling you, sometimes it's just like, you know what I'm saying?
It makes me wonder
Oh man.
how I keep from going under.
Say, okay, all right. All right. When I say it, okay, I'm restraining myself right
I'm
now.
agreeing with you. That's
Oh
what you
yeah,
was just saying. I agree with you.
yeah, yeah. I'm restraining myself. Let me just say that
I
I'm
admire
restraining.
that because you are self-disciplined.
Great, great, great. But yeah, man, these jokers could take you through some seasons, man. And I think what it is for me, D, is I'm trying to realize that I was once young and we did some knuckleheaded stuff too. You know what I'm
You
saying?
think? You
Yeah, we
think?
matter of fact, we did a lot of knuckleheaded stuff.
Man,
And
oh man.
I'm like, man, God, come on, man, have your perfect will lived out in your next decade
Please.
so that I could exhibit the level of patience with them. Like even with you were here when I was having a conversation with Zoe a while ago. And I was just like, sweetheart, you made a couple good decisions this year so far.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But consistency is the name of the game. Please
Hmm.
keep up the consistency. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. But it is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
All
Well,
things to the wayside.
if we could have sort of video highlights of our youth, it wouldn't make it okay when our children,
Please don't.
whatever, but it would at least help us remember, like, yo.
Mm-hmm.
So when I'm talking to Josiah sometime, I'm like, listen, I understand what you're talking about, right?
Yep.
So I'm not gonna act like, and I say it to him, like, I'm not gonna act like I don't understand what's going on because I've done some things, little dude. However,
Yep.
just because I did
Yep.
and I didn't get checked doesn't
Yep.
mean that you're gonna do this and not get checked.
Yep. No doubt.
That's the difference. That's what you don't get.
No doubt.
Yeah. So Lord help us, man.
Yep.
Lord
Yep.
help us to be faithful.
Yeah, no doubt. Be
Mhm.
be faithful.
Faithful. That's it.
Yes, indeed, man. Well, let's jump off into this thing, D, man. Big shouts out to Breathe University. When you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe, then you will be successful. Let me tell y'all something. 1% has been dope so far. Tiffany Montgomery, CJ Quinney, Jamal King, Eric Thomas, Mustafa Gonin, um, Preach Garrett, my homeboy. They've been doing a phenomenal job at these 1% club events. I'm telling you, if you missed this conference or these series of conferences, I'm telling you, it, the information and stuff that for real, sometimes you just got to go someplace, D. Sometimes you just got to really invest in yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And sometimes people are just in the same place doing the same thing and it hasn't been working. It's time.
Hamster wheel, man.
I'm just saying that you running, but you steady not getting nowhere. And that's no diss, you know what I'm saying? No disrespect. I think all of us, even me at one point, and even sometimes in this in my business, there's certain things that I do that I just know, like for real, it's gonna require an investment. It's gonna require me to stop doing what I normally would do and do something different. Why? Because it's not giving me the results that I want. And so what I've realized is that sometimes you need to go someplace and get like a shock, and that's exactly what's been happening at these 1% events, man. The information that's going forward has people leaving with a brand new um, mindset, if you will, a brand new feeling, a brand new outlook on some of the things that they need to do in order to go to the next level. Because everybody wants to be successful, right?
Yeah.
And
Even
that's,
if we don't say we do,
yeah,
we don't do things intentionally to fail. Even, sometimes you got mental health issues and
yeah,
self sabotage, but barring that,
yeah.
you don't do stuff intentionally to fail.
Now, I know I didn't, but I was very adamant about doing things my way. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes my way don't always work. Sometimes I need to bring some people into my situation
True.
that are stronger in some areas to say, okay, I'm not that dope at this. Let me bring a person who is dope in this area in. So yeah,
Wisdom.
man. Yep. Shouts out to Breathe You. The next event is October 5th in DC. Yours truly will be there. Uh,
Okay.
so yeah, if you want to be there, man, go to etinspires.com/events. Or if you want to become a part of the community where you get ongoing, like for real support to take you from one place to the next, go to breatheuniversity.com and get the info for yourself.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Well, this program is brought to you by Audible. Get your 30-day free trial and let's see. audiobook download at www.audibletrial.com/marriage with more than 180,000 titles from which to choose for your Android, Kindle, I guess I'll say it, iPhone, and MP3 player. And of course, you can download whatever audiobook you wish. But we're just asking you to share with us what it is. Come back to the feed, even in the reviews, to say, it was wonderful. We could have gotten this. Thank you. And share your honest review and rating. Whatever way you want to do it, just let us know at after you download it, www.audibletrial.com/marriage.
Word
I
up.
said .com
Yeah.
/marriage.
Dun, 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 dun,
Glasses zoned
dun.
out on me, man.
Why am I holding out?
I don't know. I'm finished.
I don't want to hold out.
But I'm finished.
Okay. So what we jumping into today?
We're talking about putting family first, obviously,
Yeah.
first after God.
Yeah.
That should go without saying, but sometimes you have to say it.
Yeah. So no, sometimes you live in a day and age where you got to be politically correct now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Be typing in talking about you. No, you're supposed to put God first. Okay, duh.
Yeah.
That talk, but yeah, family first.
Word up.
Family first, because I think sometimes we get it twisted. Whether it be, and I don't mean entrepreneurialism. I almost called you our old school name.
Yeah,
Quest and I talk about it all the time, in the context of our entrepreneurialism. But that's not the only thing. I mean, there are relationships that we put ahead of our families. There are businesses, yes. There are church functions in terms of you function as a whatever inside church. You're an accordion player in church, a trumpet player in church. You put trumpet playing in church ahead of family, right? And so there are always consequences. There are consequences to putting something ahead of your treasured family.
Talk about it.
Yeah. So the blessing is that if we do learn how to keep our lives prioritized, then we actually maximize whatever it is that we're into by being able to be stable in our mindset, being, you know what I'm saying, having the equilibrium that comes from love. If you know that your husband, you know that your wife, you know that your children love you and you're pouring into them, they're pouring into you. Now you can be more productive at whatever. And that doesn't mean volume. That just means effectiveness. You can have happiness behind you instead of regret and disdain.
Yeah.
Having to justify yourself all the time kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it's a blessing that God has given us that. But some people just, for some reason, there's always some sort of invisible carrot that's being dangled in front of us that says, if we just do this one more thing, then we'll attain whatever the goal is, right? While a family's like, remember me? Hello? Hey, remember us? And so we don't want to get in that predicament.
I think that's one of the reasons why faith was so heavy on my head last year, as it relates to this, the balance alone. And situations may change, but the principle is the same. There are a number of different things. And here's the funny thing. Some of you are doing it and you don't even know that you're doing it. And even when your spouse brings it up to you, you play it to the left. Why? Because of your inability to self-assess.
Ah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I think my man defined today self-assessment or self-awareness, if you will, because I think we have to be aware of ourselves and aware of who we are in particular situations as it relates to putting family first.
Mm-hmm.
I think the definition that he gave me today is that it's clear, honest interrogation. I just wanted to let that part just sink in. Yeah, just nice and easy, just soak in real quick. It is clear, honest interrogation of natural talents, passions, behaviors, mindsets, that sort of thing. You know what I'm saying? When you can properly interrogate yourself. Now, if your wife who or your husband is indeed number one outside of God, and they come to you with a concern like for real, we don't see you the way that we used to, or you're devoting too much time in this, or your relationship, like for real, that in and of itself should be the clear indicator or the red flag, if you will, that should cause you to sit down somewhere, yep, and conduct a clear and honest interrogation of yourself. Am I doing that which my spouse says I'm doing?
Mm.
And it really and truly, it should be one of those things that just pushes you to have a conversation. Why? Because sometimes when you're the look from inside something, right, has a totally different look for somebody who is outside of something. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yes, sir.
if I'm in the middle of a tornado, right? I can't tell where it's moving. I don't know if it's moving north, west, east, or south, right? But somebody who's standing off in the distance watching it move can easily indicate, or you know what I'm saying, be like, yo, that thing is moving eastward, westward, northward, southward. You feel me? And so
Yes, sir.
sometimes our spouse is that person standing off in the field watching it move.
Perspective.
Yep, perspective, indeed. And so, yeah, now I have to start entertaining. Okay, let's sit and have a conversation now. And I think one of the things that saved me last year, and what kills a lot of people when those, um, whatever you want to call it, when it's brought to your attention, most what kills most marriages in those situations is defensiveness.
Mm-hmm.
In other words,
Self-justification.
oh, come on, come on. And I think that's what I used to do. And I thought last year, I said, okay, when we had that little breakthrough, I was like, I promise you, D, I almost heard it audibly, like Holy Ghost says, sit down, don't say a word, shut up, don't say nothing. Listen, and listen intently, and not for the purposes of clapping back, but for the purpose of understanding, right? And when she was done and I sat there, number one, she was flabbergasted because I didn't say nothing during the whole time that she was talking. I just sat there. It was like, yep, I understand. And I acknowledged. And the only time that I broke her is when I was saying, wait, slow down. So what you're saying is, and I would
Right.
reiterate to her what she was saying. And she was like, yes. And I was like, is that what I really do? And she was like, yes. And this is how I feel about it. And you remember the time when she came in here and told you, yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So now she's like, now we're in a place now when she comes to talk, first thing I do is listen more than I talk.
Mm.
Let me find out what it is, where the problem is. And the devil is in the details. And all you got to do is sit down and listen. Now she feels important. She
More
feels
valued.
she feels like she's operating in her rightful place as it relates to me.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And there's nothing left to do but make some adjustments after we have the conversation.
Now that's beautiful.
But once again, it had to start with a clear and honest interrogation of myself, and sometimes while she's going in.
So it's like what was my man who came on the program a couple times and
Who?
wifey had flipped on him. And
Oh, you talking about Sullivan, my man
yeah, Sully.
Sullivan.
It's
Sullivan.
Sully all over again, right? Where yes, wifey's communicating her thoughts in a way. Well, it depends on who it is, but in his case, wifey was communicating her thoughts in a way that seemed abrupt. Well, was abrupt, objectively was abrupt, and some more stuff, maybe inflammatory. But really, he was just saying like, I just need to pull back and get a real view of what is she saying,
Yep.
not how is she saying, not how is she presenting, what is she saying,
Yep.
right? And so boy, that's a serious thing, and it takes maturity to be able to hear what's true,
Yep.
right? Because sometimes the packaging on the message isn't the way we like it,
Yep.
right? But Lord bless us, if we're patient with the situation, then we'll be good. But I think sometimes impatience messes us up.
Slow down, D. And I'm going to say this, and I know it might make a couple people angry, or they might be like, "Oh, he talking that flagate right now." Yep, that too, right? If your wife says something to you
Mm,
and you go off the deep end,
mm,
that's an indication that you might need to mature a little bit more.
Really?
Yeah.
Hmm.
And I know because, and I'm not saying it like I'm above, but because there are certain times where it rubbed me the wrong way, and I'm like, yo, what?
Come again?
And
What?
then I have to catch myself and be like, yo, you are about to be flooded, B. Like
Mm,
you are about to take a deep dive into your feelings right now.
mm,
And instead of examining, you know what I'm saying, your feelings, you need to be curious right now and not critical.
mm, mm.
Why is she beefing the way that she beefing? You know your spouse ain't crazy. Why is he beefing the way that he's beefing? You know that they're not crazy. They've reached a tipping point though,
Yeah.
as it relates to something. Now, yeah, you could sit there and be like, well, you do this and you do that and you do this.
Oh, now it's bus back time. Now
Yeah,
it's not
yeah,
owning the reality and then
yeah.
yeah, okay.
And how long will we do that, D?
Well, as long as the marriage stays together, and sometimes the days are
So,
numbered if you keep on
oh,
doing it.
so let's turn it around then. How long will the marriage stay together if we continue to do that? Because then it's just all it is a tennis match when difficulties come and you sweep the stuff under the rug until the next time. And
Yeah.
then the next time, and then the next time until you got this big mound under your carpet, right? And I'm
Mm,
saying that, like, for real, if it's your stuff that got pointed out or your stuff that we dealing with, let's deal with your stuff. And on another day, if there's a problem that you want to address, then you address it. But don't address it now because they addressing your stuff.
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Hmm. Lord help us all, man. So I think humility is key,
Mm-hmm.
right? Listening is
Yeah.
key.
Yeah.
And honesty, like we used to say all the time, quoting Polonius in Shakespeare's Hamlet, to thine
Mm-hmm.
own self be true, and then you can't lie to yourself
Yeah.
or to anyone else, excuse me. So if I'm telling the truth to myself, then I there's no incentive for me to lie to other people about self or about the situation because I finally identified and I'm true to myself to say, yeah, you're right.
I think temperance is a part of it too, D.
Mm,
Knowing when to say when.
mm-hmm,
But if we're talking about balance, I know for me, if you leave me in this office, I'll be in here like for real, looking at my whiteboard, looking at calendar dates, reading information, putting things together. And if you leave me in here, I could do that all day.
yo, if it wasn't 175 degrees in here, I would do the same thing.
Yep. And then your wife is just like, yo, do I have a roommate or do I have a husband?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Or the
that
husband might
can't
be
do
like, yo, is my wife my roommate? Like for real? No. And I think temperance because you got to know when to say when. All right, at this time, I'm shutting it down. Don't call me after this hour with anything as it relates to work.
it.
You know what I'm saying? I'm watching E do some stuff right now, D, and it's crazy. My man works consistently for 6 weeks, and on the seventh week, it's detox week. And I
Okay, I
have,
see that.
yeah, so there's some stuff that we do in the back end, so I have access to the calendar. So I see that the seventh week is detox week. That means he don't do nothing that's work related or anything that feels like work to him. Like he don't
Sixes and sevens, huh?
sixes and sevens.
Hmm.
6 weeks he works. Seventh week is detox week.
You know, I've never heard of that.
That's how
That's really good stuff.
you know what I'm saying. And here's the funny thing: certain times in the evening, like if I text him at a particular time, right? He won't do a whole bunch of texting. He just take a picture of him and Didi at a restaurant table and send it back, and I already know what it means.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Um, and it's crazy because she would beef about that stuff. Like you got all the enthusiasm to do X, Y, and Z, but when I'm asking to go to Target or when I want to go to the mall or when I want you to come with me to the mall, you don't have no energy for that.
So when you're in front of the crowd with the fitted, you're not checking your
Oh,
cell phone?
oh, come on, he ain't checking no cell phone.
I ain't
When
never
they
seen nobody check a cell phone while doing the presentation.
okay, and you ain't gonna see E do it neither. Now he got his phone in front of him sometimes
Of course,
because
yeah.
he's reading. You
Yeah,
know
yeah,
what I'm
yeah.
saying? But other than that, he ain't answering no
It's not
text.
like, hold on for a second. I need to return this message.
Yeah,
Hello? Or
yeah,
hello?
yeah.
Yeah, I'm in the middle of presentation right now. Hold on for a second. I
Mhm.
have to call you back. Nobody does that.
Yeah, nah, he not doing that no more.
Nobody does that.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So, yeah, so I think being honest with ourselves is one thing, taking the inventory, you said it a different way. And the reality is we have to make the adjustment because you can do all of that, but you got to actually make the adjustment.
No doubt.
Got to do something or else, what should I say? You already know.
You lose your spouse and your family. Let's keep it 100.
That's where it is. So, Lord help us all. And it doesn't even have to be as dramatic as some people think we're sounding at this moment. It could
Mm-hmm.
be something simple, man. It
Oh,
could
that's
be
when it gets
you're
to the
having
extreme.
yeah, you're having a conversation with your spouse and they can't see. Like how you see me now, I'm looking down and I say I'm paying attention. Well, I mean, I can't look you in your eyes. It's two screens and whatever. I can look in the camera, you can feel like it's your eyes. But we're in front of each other in reality now. Say we're in the same room. I can't be flipping through my screens looking for a picture of whatever I'm looking for and saying that I'm paying attention to you just because my brain can hear you speak and I
Mm-hmm.
can respond to you while I'm thumbing through whatever, while I'm flipping through whatever.
Yep.
Because now I'm showing you, in my view, some people see it differently, but in my view, I'm showing you that whatever you're saying is not important enough for me to
See?
push pause.
But here's the funny thing. We're talking about putting family first, right?
Yeah.
It's not just her. It's the children as well.
Yes.
They mean the world to her. Like, I mean, sometimes to a fault. Like, okay, all right, okay, but I dare not. You know what I'm saying? Like when Nico has major Taekwondo events, right? Unless it's a calendar piece that you know what I'm saying she can justify, I dare not miss major events. And even sometimes she's like, I don't care how much money we making, don't miss this, right? I remember at the end last year, right? And here's the funny thing about it. Now she's getting better. Some of the things that we do, right? We do because of the way that we were brought up, past experiences, past traumas, whatever the case may be. And I remember last year when we were having the breakthrough, she was saying to me, like, babe, when these children get older, they're
Mm,
not gonna care about
mm.
how hard you worked or how much you loved me. What their responses are going to be when they get older as it relates to you is going to be like, remember when daddy took us to Carowinds and we went up and he screamed his voice to horse? Remember when he chased us and with the water gun? Remember when we went at old country lodge? All of those things, they're going to remember those things, not how hard you worked,
You're right.
not how much you loved. They're going to speak on those memories. And she was like, listen, I don't want my children growing up to say, okay, yep, daddy loved mommy and he worked hard, but he never really had too much time for us. I don't want that for them.
And it's interesting that even Steve Harvey is like he thinks the exact opposite. He's just
Mhm.
like he's like that's just something that they have to understand because I gotta. And I was like, oh, that's a miss on him that time.
Oh yeah, that's a
That's a
miss.
miss on him that time.
It's a miss.
Yeah. When they get
And I'm
older
not,
and figure it
yeah,
out, and he's like, nah, they won't.
yeah. And I know that there are priorities, right? I know that you got to work. I know that you got to make
And
money.
nobody's talking about being
Yeah,
unreasonable or saying, oh,
unreasonable. That's
don't
right.
work.
Yeah,
Right.
and it's funny, D, because that's the kind of conversation we have to have now. Like nothing is really like that goes without saying. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to make that plan
I know. You got to make a point to talk about qualify everything.
thing. Yeah.
Oh,
So
man.
that's not we're not saying to be unreasonable. However,
Yeah.
the major moments of life, and just saying that you know what, I'm not going to this event. This we're gonna have our own greenhouse event.
Mm,
You know what I'm saying? We're gonna go to this park. We're gonna go on this vacation. I mean, it's just gonna be us. Just us.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I want to say something, and you may or may not agree. You may not want to jump on it, but I'm gonna just say it. I'm gonna say it because I've been looking at because I was in multi-level marketing when I was 21. I'm
Mm-hmm.
46 this year,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I remember the dreams they used to sell us, where not the success dreams, because if you follow the rules, if depending on the company, if it's a legit company and it's been around long enough, then you can be successful, fine. But they used to sell us the dream, and they're still doing it today, 2019.
Oh yeah.
Sell you the dream that if you just work hard for however long, depends on the company what their spiel is,
Uh-huh.
years, whatever. Some people
Mm.
say I work part time for full time money. That's not true. You know it's not true. Y'all know it's not true. You know it's not true because you
Mm-hmm.
cannot be successful without having meetings multiple times a week,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes multiple times a day.
Mm-hmm.
You know that you cannot be successful unless you are training the people that you've been mentoring. You
Come
know
on.
you can't be successful unless you're on an incessant push for customer acquisition. You know
Mm-hmm.
you can't be successful if you're not always on the cell phone. You're not always scrolling through whatever. You're not always going to training. You're not always filling up an application. You're not always putting butts in the seat. So don't be dishonest with these kinds of things where you can legit earn a boatload of money if it's the right company. But you got to be honest, man. Stop telling people that they
Honest.
can put in part time to earn full time money. It's not
Mm-hmm.
true.
Yep.
And what happens is, and what I see happen in families is that they hear that and they see the successful guy, the successful woman, right? But what they don't realize, right, is that, oh, wait a minute, but that successful guy, that successful woman is going to be in another city near you, and then in another city near you, and then in another city, country or city near you, breaking new ground, training new people, getting more customers. You understand? So where is the family on that? Yeah,
Yep.
you might have a husband and wife team, but
Yep.
if you have kids, children, how is that? So if the family is bought into that, quite fine, no diss.
Mm-hmm.
But do not lie to your people as you prospect or once they're in and they're your downlines and let them think that this is part time. It is not part time. You will not earn a dime. You will not get the new whatever. You will never get to the next level. You'll never be the one with the little prize at the meeting. And if you're cool with that, fine.
I'm
But
not.
yeah.
I'm not into telling people the money that I've made, right? And
Mm.
sometimes you got to do that in MLMs, right?
Yeah, yeah, you
But
got to tell them.
I did MLMs already as well, right? And had major teams, and I made money nowhere close. And I'm not like I've made money nowhere close to what I'm making right now, working
Mm,
for myself.
mm. Gotcha.
You feel me? Like so, and I've devoted a certain level of time, and you know what I'm saying. And I've realized that I've made transforming lives my goal. I've made pouring into marriages my goal.
Hmm.
And when you give freely, like, oh, come on, people can say what they want to, D, but the principles of the word are true. When you give, it shall be given back to you.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Um, and I think when I started making that the goal, money just ended up becoming the byproduct.
Hmm. So that's my thing. And again, it's not a knock to the MLMers or network marketers. If you've got a new paradigm, you say it's not multi, maybe by level or something. I don't know. But all I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying is just tell the truth to people so that they don't end up in this position where the husband, the wife, or whoever's in the family home front, it could be, mommy, it could be whoever, that they're not thinking that you've betrayed them
Mm-hmm.
because you came into their house and told them this and their family member believed this. And even if they are extremely successful, making 5, 6, 7 figures, there is no way you can do it without eating, drinking, and sleeping it. You have to eat, drink, and sleep it. And you have to ask yourself, is it worth it? Like they say, a lot of them say, right? I got time and I got money, but I got them all at the same time. You do not have time and money at the same time if that's the case. So again, do what you want to do. You might not like me sitting here in my little t-shirt. Fine. But all I'm saying is just tell the truth, man. I told you my shirt little because I put it under clothes, not on top.
Mm-hmm.
So take that out of your joke bag. But I'm just
Yeah,
saying, like, let's just be honest. And then we can win together, man. Find a way. And
no
Lord
doubt.
bless us, we can win together.
No doubt, man.
Yeah, I think if we tell them anything more, it'll be a seminar. You don't get those free.
No, you don't get those free. You got to pay for
Gotta pay for those. So
those. Oh, you say the sizzle and not the steak?
sizzle and not steak. I got that from the MLM crew back in the day, 1990. What? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll holler at y'all later.
Oh, man. Stay focused.
Peace. Yes, sir. Well, y'all, thank you for that. And I'm not apologizing for the rant, but if it took too long, sorry.
Oh,
Yeah.
who not like it can scratch. I said what I said. Yo, um, do you know that we've been doing the podcast for 2 years now?
I didn't keep up because I told you a while back. Well, I just don't keep up, man. I can't keep up. I
I
just
mean,
just do
I
it.
don't,
Put my
I don't,
nose to the grindstone and keep going.
I
It's been
don't
that long.
either. But I'm
Look at
seeing,
y'all. Y'all been running
um,
with us for 2 years. Did you know that?
word. Shouts
Thank
out to
you.
Tyra Elizabeth. She said this is the best relationship podcast, no matter what stage you're at. Even if you're single, you will definitely benefit. Thank you guys for all the knowledge you bring every week.
Wonderful.
Wow. We
That's
gotta shout
love.
we gotta shout her out. We're up to 50. 50
I haven't looked lately. So when we come off the program, I think I need to go look at some analytics with Quest Quick Fast
I'm
on the
just
other
definitely
stuff because I've been not looking. I just been putting my nose to it and gone.
let's do it then because I gotta bounce in a little while. But
Okay,
yeah, man.
y'all. Well, hey, we
Yeah.
will talk to y'all when we talk to y'all. And yeah, peace and all that.